I am the wind. I am the wind. Without foe, without friend, I have no home, no cares to tend. All alone, I am the wind. I am the wind.
Growing up in a fishing village, and my dad fished and his dad fished, and it was kind of passed down. It's a hard life. It's a hard on the body, hard on the mind. You're dealing with rough seas and rough weather. And is there going to be any fish? Is there going to be any lobsters? My name's Chad Matthews, and I'm a singer-songwriter, musician. Tom's music was the first music that I kind of learned because it was simple 3-chord songs. He had a pretty rough life. You know, every song that Tom wrote has a story to it. School good, guys?
Wasn't bad, yeah. Busy today.
I have 4 boys, amazing boys. A 20-year-old, Joel, 17-year-old boy, Nick, and a set of twin identical boys, Zach and Dylan, who are 14.
The road was going out the river, 70 miles an hour. Nobody on.
You know, if you look back 25 years ago and say, you know, Chad, in 25, 30 years, you're going to be moving back with your parents, I would say, no, I'm not, you know, but we don't know things. We don't know how life throws you curveballs. And hey, guys. You ready?
How are you? Hey, Chad.
Hey, Sue, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good, good.
Good. So,
Any CD sales this week?
oh, I don't know. Let me have a look here.
We're doing a gospel show in a couple weeks' time out in Bloomfield there, so.
Yeah, I seen that. I think the tickets are going pretty good,
Yeah,
eh?
they are, yeah. One night
good.
sold out, so
Well,
yeah.
lots of good feedback on the CDs.
Yeah,
so.
that's good.
Growing up, it was tough times. There was a lot of noise and a lot of stuff going on outside the bedroom doors I could hear. And in my family, a lot of drinkers. And I got a hold of this old guitar at a yard sale and just started picking at that. I always felt that there was another presence in the room with me. I believe it was like a guardian angel or somebody maybe watching over me. Okay, I'll start singing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Amazing grace. Try again. Amazing grace. There was an old guy. He lived alone. Just lived right across the street, and used to call him Bojack. He used to play guitar, and I'd be learning kind of little licks, you know. I'd be learning different kind of licks, and he'd look over his glasses and he'd stare right at me, and he'd point at me, and he'd just shake. He wouldn't say much, but he'd shake and he'd say, "You got something there. You got something there." And sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. The whole story on Tom, thrown into an orphanage at the age of 4, and then at the age of 8 being on a train over here to Skinner's Pond, you know, and what it must have been like back then.
Guys, look what I found. No video of Tom, look. You know, at 13, he left home. He started hitchhiking at younger than you guys, yeah? Started hitchhiking across Canada, knowing nobody, took his guitar with him and left. And I think it was because times were pretty tough up there. And I don't know if there was a lot of love, maybe.
You're in the box.
These are old, eh?
You were happy in the box.
Yeah. Didn't take much to amuse me. I just throw me in a box somewhere and play with that for a while.
But you weren't crying. That's what
Why,
I'm.
did I cry a lot?
Cry. You never stopped.
No.
You weren't.
I knew what was in store.
Should have.
I became a single dad not long after the boys were born, and it was a really trying time. Raising 4 boys, even with shared custody. Money not so plentiful around, and trying to be there for the kids is the big thing, to be there for them every day of your every day.
What are you up to?
Not doing too much, Sam.
Yeah.
You guys have a good day? Good.
Yeah.
Good. Life seems to throw you curveballs, but I believe that you're given what you can take.
Sober? That's stunk.
Yeah, that was a bad one. You love that one.
Don't make me laugh.
You want another one, Dylan? Good. Yeah.
We were premature. We were only I was 3 pounds and 14 ounces, and he was 3 pounds and 4 ounces. So we could fit in his hand just like that.
After the twins were born, after realizing that they're gonna be okay, it really pushed on our marriage. It really pushed on our union with each other. Opposite opinions on how to raise them, and opposite opinion on maybe being there for them all the time. It's too bad that things didn't work out between her and I after all that.
Zach and Dylan were 3 and Joel was 7 at the time, and we just lived across the road from here. Our mother having a job and dad having a job, going back and forth. There needed to be someone to take care of us. Our grandparents are probably the reason how we turned out today, honestly.
Can we go to the gym after school?
Gym, yeah, we have good
You're
reason.
welcome
Yeah.
here.
Every time we come over, we pretty well had lobsters or crab, scallops, anything.
Tired of the branch today?
All right.
Oil change?
I've thought about, going to different parts of Canada to try and work, but if I do that, I'm leaving my family behind, especially my 4 boys. So I'm trying to just get by here the best I can and take one day at a time. Growing up there,
Nice day.
when I was just a youngster, in elementary school, my dad had a pretty severe drinking problem. Not a very nice drinker. But I love him to death, you know what I mean? That's good there. Remember the time I got hooked up behind the rocks there, the gun rocks in Canzo? 50 feet from the shore, threw the hook over and bang, got hooked up on a tuna. And I hooked him at 6 in the morning and I lost him at 5:30 the next morning. Sometimes things do get away on you, but you bait your hook again and try again. You try and get another bite. Yeah, sure. The story about Stompin Tom in the snowbank, he was pretty well at rock bottom, and he lay down the snowbank alongside the road and just prayed for a plow to come and finish him. And then all of a sudden, they say something come over him. He got up and said, you know what, life's hard, but I have to get up and keep going forward. I have strong faith, and that definitely helps. And when you get home, you're tired from the stress, you're tired, you know that you have to go back and start working a job in seas and rough water and, misery that comes with fishing some days, or comes with any job, but rough seas and rough weather and rough life, rough pregnancy, rough, everything was kind of rough. So faith kind of kept everything kind of calm.
How great thou art, how great thou
There is times I get lonely, of course. Like Tom. I've been down, and I always say to myself, I gotta get up. I gotta keep going. Maybe it's that little nudge on the back from Bojack, or maybe that little angel there in my room when I was growing up that say, come on, you're not lonely. Look what you got. Nick's going to university next year, and Zach and Dylan are going into grade 10 in another couple of years, if the good Lord's willing. I may try and do something more with my music. I think I might. I might see what's out there for, I know it's late for me, but it's never too late. It's never too late.
I am the wind, swirling wind, stripping
Right from the guardian angel right to Tom Connors over the shoulder now, maybe. If Tom can do it, then with absolutely nothing, then why can't I, or why can't the next person,
right or long, I am the wind. I am the wind.
It's Bud the Spud from the bright red mud, rolling down the highway smiling. Spuds are big on the back of Bud's rig, and they're from Prince Edward Island. They're from Prince Edward Island. Yeah, from Charlottetown, they're from Summerside. They load him down for the big long ride. He jumps in the cab and he's off with a prize of bagel. You gotta catch the boat to make Tormentine, and he heads up that old New Brunswick line. To Montreal he comes just up flying. Well, a big load of potatoes. Well, it's Bud the Spud from the bright red mud, rolling down the highway smiling, because he's got another big load. The best doggone potatoes that's ever been growed. And they're from Prince Edward Island. They're from Prince Edward Island.
Do I tell my kids I love them? Yeah, every day. Do they tell me that they love me? They tell me they love me every day. And that's what makes it work. So guys, what do you think of him? What do you think of Tom?
He kind of looks like you.
But you do?
Sounds like a legend.
Yeah, pretty cool.